Hi, my name's Phil. I'd like to talk about politics. In this video, I'd like to discuss the double whammy Elon Musk has been served today. Consequence of behaviour. Not only did his millions not help the Republicans win in Wisconsin yesterday, but his obvious attempt to rig the election actually seems to have backfired. But also, the news is out for Q1 of this year, and Tesla sales were the worst since 2022, where his brand is losing out to a Chinese EV producer. But first, for daily news and commentary, please hit the subscribe button to stay notified. So, not Musk's best day, mind you. He's still the richest person in the world, so I'm not really sure why he's complaining. He attempted to rig this election in Wisconsin for the Supreme Court election by offering cash incentives for people to post supportive messages about the Republican candidate. Incredibly illegal, I gather. But the Democrat candidate won anyway. Now, I will just say that this election is an abomination, even if run fairly. America, you need non-political judges. An independent judiciary of the sort we've got like in the UK, or who in France, for example, convicted their own far-right nut job and then banned her from standing for office. Yeah, you should totally have done that yourselves. They're not going to get everything right. It's not infallible, but it does not make decisions which clearly favour one political party over another. But anyway, America decides that having politicians interpret the law is a good idea because, you know, reasons. And Musk attempted to subvert the contest by offering voters money in order to promote one particular candidate, the Republican candidate. Now, because the Democrat candidate won, we can certainly say that Musk failed to buy this particular election. However, it may be even funnier than that. Saw reports when Musk began his monkey business that there was like a sudden flood of support for the Democrat candidate. Now, elections like this, sort of like council elections, I guess, in the UK, they're not got a brilliant turnout. Not a lot of people engage in them. So what's happened here? I mean, the result was comfortable, but it was not an overwhelming win. So what it looks like here is actually probably the Republican candidate would have won. Indeed, I think people expected the Republican candidate to win. It seemed to have come as a bit of a surprise. So Musk's intervention actually may have handed it to the Democrats. If he'd have just stayed out of it, it might have gone to the Republicans and he could have kept his millions, right? So are Republicans now going to have to beg Musk not to help them in elections? It is certainly possible that Musk is not really a useful standard bearer for anyone. For anyone who cares about democracy, whether Democrat, Republican or non-partisan, Musk represents a very obvious, very seedy way of trying to buy results. I mean, there's so much money in American politics. That is the case anyway. American politics is bought, right? But Musk makes it obvious. He doesn't even hide it. And even for MAGA, right, Musk's an immigrant. So not necessarily the person they're most likely to look up to, despite his enormous wealth. He is popular with MAGA because he is favoured by Trump. Remember when some MAGA commentators were raging at Musk at the start of the year? Oh, Steve Bannon even promised he was going to have him kicked out of Trump's, inner circle before the inauguration. That didn't happen, did it? Particularly over his support for more immigration, right? I see they've silenced themselves now that it's become obvious that Trump still backs him, but they probably still don't like him. And his unpopularity has manifested in a collapse of Tesla sales as well. The first quarter shows Tesla in the dark blue bar, suffering its worst sales since 2022. But also, significantly, this was not expected. See, some may try and puff on the copium of, oh, new models coming out, Phil, new model. No, expectations were for 390,000 deliveries. They only managed just under 337,000. That's over 13% lower than expectations. It also consolidates Chinese producer BYD in top spot for the second quarter in a row, and by a significant margin. Someone posed the question today on social media if we'd laugh if Musk actually went bankrupt. I think I may laugh so hard and for so long that I'd need medical attention. I remember laughing so much at a Billy Connolly one time that I actually stopped breathing. I was actually distressed, right? This would beat that. It's unlikely, mind you, because he has his fingers in the till of the federal government now. But where ordinary people are determining his fortunes, it would appear that his behaviour is like a lightning rod of opposition now. He's actively and repelling and insulting his core market. And it's not like MAGA will ever really take him to heart. And for what? Even if he massively boosts his overall wealth, albeit at the potential cost of one of his signature brands, what will that do for him? can never understand how someone with so much would want to spend their life perpetually angry just so that they can make even more. If being the richest person in the world didn't make him happy, why would he think being the richest person by a greater margin would? So if Musk is determined to spend his life being angry, I guess people might as well, humour him by voting against the candidates he tries to corruptly back and not buying his products. That should make him really upset, exactly what he seems to want. But there we are. Those are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments below. If you've enjoyed the video, please click the like button and subscribe for further content. If you'd like to support the channel further, you can click the join button for memberships. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I'll see you later.